In this episode, we are not chasing tricks or fancy prompts. We are building simple habits that make ChatGPT more useful in real life. You can think of ChatGPT as a fast writing and thinking assistant. The quality of what you get depends heavily on what you give it, because it follows your wording and fills in missing details with guesses. Habit 1 is context, and it is the fastest way to reduce confusion. Context means you briefly explain who you are, what you are trying to do, and what a good answer should look like for your situation. It also means you share any constraints that matter, like time, budget, audience, tone, tools you are using, or the level of detail you want. If you skip context, ChatGPT still responds, but it must fill in the missing pieces with assumptions. Those assumptions can be wrong, and even when they are not wrong, they can take the answer in a direction you did not want. A small amount of context helps the model aim at the right level, choose the right tone, and stay inside your real-world limits. A simple way to remember context is to include 3 things. First, say what you are doing and why you are doing it. Second, say who it is for and what tone you want. Third, say what limits you want it to respect, like length, style, or anything you want to avoid. When you do this, you are basically giving the model a map instead of asking it to guess the destination. Habit 2 is structure, and structure turns answers into tools. Structure means you ask for the output in a clear shape that you can use right away, like steps, a checklist, a template, a script, a table, or a decision tree. Without structure, the model often gives you a wall of text that feels helpful but is hard to apply. With structure, you can scan, pick what you need, and take action. Structure also helps you control the scope, because the model stays inside the format you requested. You can ask for structure in a very direct way. You can say, "Give me 5 steps," with 1 sentence per step. You can say, "Write a template I can reuse," with placeholders I can fill in. You can say, "Produce a checklist that I can copy and paste and keep each item short and clear." When you ask for structure, you are not being picky. You are making the output practical. Habit 3 is options, and options stop you from getting stuck. Options means you ask for 2 or 3 versions instead of expecting one perfect version. You can ask for a shorter version and a longer version. You can ask for one version that is friendly and one that is more formal. You can ask for one version that is direct and one that is more diplomatic. Options help because different versions reveal different angles, and you can choose what fits best without a long back and forth. Options also teach you what you actually want. Sometimes you think you want something professional, but when you see the professional version, you realize it feels too stiff. Sometimes you think you want something short, but the short version leaves out an important detail. Options make that visible quickly, and you can pick the best direction and refine from there. Habit 4 is checks, and checks protect you from confident mistakes. Checks means you ask ChatGPT to state assumptions, identify risks, and tell you what to verify before you rely on the answer. This matters because the model can sound sure even when it is guessing, especially if you asked a vague question or if the topic has missing details. A checks request pushes it to slow down, show where it is uncertain, and highlight what would change the answer. You can use checks in a few simple ways. You can ask it to list assumptions it made. You can ask it to point out what could be wrong or risky. You can ask it to give you a short verification list, like what facts you should confirm, what sources you should look for, or what a professional would double-check. Checks do not make the answer perfect, but they help you use the answer responsibly. Now here is a simple micro-example that uses all 4 habits. Imagine you write a weak prompt like this. Write an email to my boss about my project. That request is vague, so the result will be generic. Now compare it to an improved prompt that uses the habits. I am an IT manager updating my boss on a project delay. I need the tone to be calm and accountable. Keep it under 140 words and use 3 short paragraphs. Give me 2 versions, one more formal and one more friendly. At the end, list any assumptions you made and what facts I should verify before sending. The final skill is iteration, and it is normal. Most strong results come in 2 or 3 passes. Instead of starting over, refine the same thread and adjust what you want. You can ask for changes like making it shorter, making the tone warmer, removing jargon, adding one sentence that clearly states the next step, or rewriting it for a different audience. Iteration is how you steer the output toward what you actually need, and it is also how you learn what prompts work best for you. Here's the recap in plain terms. Better results come from better inputs, and better inputs come from habits. Give context so the model does not have to guess. Ask for structure so the answer is usable. Ask for options so you can compare quickly and choose the best direction. Ask for checks so you can spot assumptions and verify what matters. Here are the takeaways to remember. When you give clearer input, you usually get clearer output. When you ask for structure, you get answers you can actually use. When you iterate in a few passes, you reach better results without wasting time restarting.